Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing problems 1 through 10 from our 7th grade CBA. If you need to, pause the video. If you have any questions about it, come in and talk to me. Number 1, a train stops at Atherton, then at Belmont, and then at Carsons. The distance from Atherton to Carsons is 13 miles, and the distance from Atherton to Belmont is 10 2/3 miles. Estimate the distance from Belmont to Carson. All right, so I'm picturing the train here, Alberton. Then it goes to Belmont, and then it goes to Carson. It says that Atherton to Carsons is 13. So I'm going to draw 13. And it says that Atherton to Belmont is 10 2/3. That means this distance right here, I'm making my squiggly line, that distance right there has to add to 10 2/3 to equal 13. So, and we're doing about, it says estimate the distance. So I'm going to say 10 2/3 is about 11. Okay. And then I can easily do 13 minus 11, which would equal 2. Now I look at the answer choices. 1 and 93/100ths, that's really close to 2, but I'm not going to choose that one. B, 1 and 1/2, again, close to 2, I'm not going to choose that one. C, 4 miles, definitely going to choose it. I'm going to choose D, 2.5 miles. The reason why is because this 11 was really 10 2/3. So when I round it up, my answer is actually going to be a little bit more than 2. So let's move on to number 2. Regina went out for breakfast. The bill came to $7.12. If Regina has a discount coupon for 20%, how much will be taken off the bill? All right, well, I know percent problems. I need to do a proportion. So I'm going to set up 20 over 100. Now that $7.12 is the total amount. So we need to find what is 20% of $7.12. Good thing is I can easily do 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Add on the 0. Then there's also 2 places behind the decimal. So 142 when I cross multiply. 0.4. And then, of course, I need to divide by 100. We've talked about how dividing by 100 is simply moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So 2 places to the left. My final answer would be about $1.42 being taken off the bill. Choose the answer that's closest to that. Again, if you have any questions about the steps that I took there, please come in to talk to me. And that's a reasonable amount. It's about 1/5 of $7. 20% is 1/5. All right, number 3. Write 3/18 as a decimal. Determine if it's terminating or repeating. So, the first thing we have to do, 3/18. 3/18 is a fraction, so we need to change it to a decimal. We do that by dividing. 3 is my cowboy, 18 is the horse, so 3 goes inside, 18 stays outside. That's how we can remember what goes where. 18 goes into 3 0 times. Bring the decimal straight up. 18 goes into 30 1 time. Subtract 18. 12 left over. Bring down a 0. 18 goes into 120. Okay? I had to stop and think about this one. I thought, okay, 18 times 5 is 90. So if I add on 18 more, I would have 108. So that was 6 times. And I end up getting 12 left over again. Well, I had 12 left over last time, so I end up getting another 120. I just had 120. So my answer, 0.16 repeating. Number 4, I need to move faster. Number 4, Robert farms a tract of land that typically yields 69.6 kilograms of peas. A fertilizing manufacturer claims that fertilizer will produce a 60% increase. What total amount of peas should Robert expect from this tract of land if he applies the fertilizer? If necessary, round your answer to the nearest hundredth. All right, so he normally expects 69.6. Now, I put that down at the bottom because we are doing a difference over original. It's a 60% increase. Anytime you see percent increase, that is going to be a difference over original problem. All right, so I multiplied this out for all of you. And when I multiplied this, oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. I estimated 69.6 is close to 70, so I did. So that ends up being 4200 divided by 100. Again, move the decimal 2 places. So this number would be about 42. Now, that is not my answer. The reason why that is not my answer, which would have been B, the reason why that's not my answer, because it asked for total. Total would mean I'd have to do 42 plus 70, and that would be your final answer. So which one is closest to that? Number 5. A 6-sided number cube is rolled 350 times. And the results are recorded as follow: 58 ones, 63 twos, 52 threes, 61 fours, 65s, and 56 sixes. What is the experimental probability of not rolling a 5? Round to the nearest whole percent if necessary. Well, not rolling a 5, how many 5s did I have? I had 65s. How many times did I roll? 350. So 350 minus 60 would give me how many times were not 5s. There we go. 290 out of 350 were not 5s. All right, I'm going to make this easier. I'm going to get rid of these zeros. Reduce 29, 35. Nothing else goes into that. So we have 29 on the inside, 35 on the outside. Add a decimal and some zeros. 35 goes into 290 8 times. Well, if it's going to be 0.8, okay, and we have to change, and the next number is a 2. If we have to change that to a percent, 0.82, use Dr. Pepper. Change it to percent, 1, 2 times. So my answer is 82%. Excuse me, someone tried calling me during my video. All right. Number 6. I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on that. Pretty much, is it a straight line? Yeah, it's a straight line. So it's going at a constant speed. Well, take a straight edge, and at 1 hour, hold it straight up. Where would it line up with? Okay, so it looks like this, kind of. Where would it line up with? Well, over here is a 4. There's a 1. Then I go over here. Okay, here's a 2 hours, 8. So in 1 hour, she goes 4 miles. In 2 hours, she goes 8 miles. So what is her rate? Okay, it's a simple 4 miles per hour. All right. Number 7. Number 7 says the dimensions of a photograph measuring 3 by 5 inches. I already know what we're going to do here. 3 by 5 are enlarged to 4 times their original size. All right, well, to enlarge something means you need to multiply times 4 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. Now, don't be surprised if on the test they ask us to find the perimeter, which would mean add up all the sides, or if they ask you to find the new area, which would mean 12 times 20. But right now, they're just asking you what are the new dimensions. So our new dimensions are 12 by 20. Number 8. Ooh, this one's not a fun one. We have to convert 15 ounces into grams. Well, the good thing we're told, anytime you have to convert, we're told that 1 ounce, put my labels on, equals 28.35 grams. And now I have 15 ounces, ounce, so ounces go on top, X goes on bottom. I know that 15 times 28, my choices are limited to 425. Okay, I'm using the answer choices they give me. I know that 15 times 28 is not going to be 0.53. So I know 425 has to be the correct answer. If you want to, double check it yourself. Now I set up the next one. 793.8 grams into pounds. Well, I know that 1 pound equals 453.6 grams. I know that I have 793.8 grams. There's my X. I need to cross multiply. I do 793 times 1 and then divide by 453. Well, I know 793.8 divided by 453 will not be 6,804. So leaving me with this one has to be 1.75. There you go, using your answer choices wisely. Number 9, which of these is a lower unit rate than $8 for $15? Well, $15 for 8 of something. If I get a pack of socks for $15 and I have 8 in them, how much did I pay for each sock? I paid about $1.88, give or take. Actually, it's 1.875, but we're going to round that to 1.88. Now, answer choice A is $7 for 3 of something. 7 divided by 3, 3 goes into 7 2 times. Well, that's already bigger than 1.88, so it can't be A. Taking a look at, excuse me, taking a look at B. Okay. $9 for 5. 5 goes into 9 1 time. With 4 left over, 5 goes into 40, 1.8. So 1.80. That's pretty good. Double check the other ones. 20 for 10. 10 goes into 20 2 times. That's bigger than 1.88. And the last one, $25 for 12. 12 goes into 25 2 times with 1 left over. So here is the only one that's less than $2. It's got to be that one. All right, last problem I'm going to do tonight. Number 10. An experiment consists of rolling 2 fair number cubes. What is the probability that the sum of the 2 number cubes will equal 8? Well, first off, we know that there's 36 total ways to roll 2 number cubes. A 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 2, a 1 and a 3, a 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 2, 1, 2, and so on, right? So we had to think, all right, how do I add up to 8 with those number cubes? 1 plus 7 equals 8, but we don't have a 7. So I have to do 2, 6, 2 and a 6, a 3 and a 5, a 4 and a 4, a 5 and a 3, and a 6 and a 2. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways. So my answer is 5 out of 36, and no, I cannot reduce that. I hope you guys enjoyed this and you got 10 questions correct. If you have any questions for me, come in and ask me. Have a great night.